Sometimes a book comes along and you think, them's fightin' words. So you read it again and you think, yep, them's fightin' words. And you wonder why you thought that, because the words aren't fighting with you. They're fighting through you. What a curious thing, you think, to have all this turmoil flowing through me, and yet it is such a pleasant thing to experience. And so you feel glad. Please welcome Christine McNair, who will transmit a little conflict through you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Jay. And thank you to everyone at BookThug for making such beautiful books and for making my book. I really appreciate it so much. And thank you to my friends and family who are here. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to read from the book roughly under 10 minutes. And Conflict is a book, I'm not going to say what it's about, but it deals with a lot of stuff to do with bad communication and fighting, for sure. Fighting with silence, fighting with people, fighting with systems, fighting with whatever you get your hands on, basically. So, okay, so I'm just going to read. Most of them tend to be short. Sometimes I'll say something awkward before one of them, but most of them I'm just going to read. So. Instruction. Banish thickets. Look for streetcars in silver gray dim. Hover between dark things in the collected prescient order of headlights. Bite your fingers, a tooth's edge slunk against cuticles. Don't look at the burden kneading your shoulders, or it grows, opens wide lids, semiconducts a pitched-out day not worth remembering, the taste of almonds and apples. Distance immeasurable, calendar squares spent mourning that chauffeured wreck of hit and run. A Fool's Grace. Bed me with lavender, tattoo some cuneiform abjad into cardiac vessels, hot-cut radiance blister-packed, a 2-for-1 offer of woad bled over bit lip. Wrinkled stems pollinate broken umbrellas, debride torn silk back into lover's spit, pacify capillaries. But just let go. Release my feckless heart, full punch to the ticker. This one I'm just going to briefly apologize to my step-grandmother for the abomination I'm going to make of the German. I'm sorry about that. My one of my omas had a joke that I could really only remember I like cheese, I'm dizzy, and I love you in German, which she thought was more than enough for me to get a husband. Notes from a Sadlu station. This has nothing to do with anything, but crescent moons punch light and claw-formed, eye-knife burden, teeth grit, no sun-coated skin. Tracework creeps elegant ankle, pelts howl-embedded movement as silent blade flicks arterial, vertebraic runs over curved gray eyes. Die spur eine Bisse nirgend. This has nothing to do with anything, but shed warnings or wolf pedals, bruise painted clavicle or tooth-embedded shoulder crest. Arms open wider until shoulders break, irrepressible heartbeat rock perched. What tools? Why build? This has nothing to do with anything, but eye luminescent pale green autumn blush, crush underfoot pallid femurs and heart bones, narcissus bloomed kiss prints, powder bother Icarus skin. Am I an arrow? This has nothing to do with anything, but pulse, each pulse still thump warm land thick, escape considerably limited. Curses built into geography. Es ist, als konntest du Ohren, als liebt ich dich noch. This has nothing to do with anything but petroglyphed, sad phonetics garble in the throat, a bed too small to share, the rapture of roses wind-threshed. I say this to no one. This has nothing to do with anything but tears, quartz lacquer, genocidal borders thicken then thin, impermanent settlements of hide and cattle char, tolerance trouble-laden, sacrificial. Never mind. This has nothing to do with anything but a heart's grace clutches two ends of the amber road, threads lunar pathways, assembles a banquet of stone, stops. Okay. This is my AC/DC poem. Dirt cheap done dirty deeds. Economically speaking, the production, distribution, and consumption of goods aggregates demand, and mountain-fold or valley-fold, self-serve, soft-serve stuff craves checks and balances, a utility function. That's what I mean when I talk about love, that there's a warehouse full of TNT, high-volt concrete shoes, 36, 24, 36, perfection, held together by sparklers and red balloons, pork bellies held on layaway, and a foolhardy notion in defense of disposable income. Balance. When a human is in free fall, the sensation of falling is constant. Not a fool left to count dimes scattered on formica tables. Eyes detect rapid apparent motion, laws of omission, migratory passions or patterns. How many days, how many? Elliptic paths skyscrape. We surrender nothing. Insufficient safety equipment will not prevent flail injury. Capable of escape velocity, this bit writ entirely in cumulus. Go full throttle. Punch a star. Telephone. Ribbons of mutter flow from mouth corners while Rito-side cannons slip into riverbeds, iron-writ rust dealt trouble, the coiled treble of telephone wire flowing hair endless, combed back and back. If you cannot say it, give your tongue time to adjust. Make a palindrome, an anagram. Shipwreck your breath, enclose fire-cupped skin. Where once sat women, they sat here, then there. Some fastened bonds, some impeded an army, some unraveled fetters. Both want and damage, a question of degree. Unfasten these fetters, slam down the cradle, hide beneath talk rations, numerology, dial tone, double dial tone. This is what I know to a friend who doesn't know anything. That I or we or she is the combined detritus of 1 decade or 2 or 12, that every contrapuntal cunt, every and, but, if, or, comes with a collection sous vert, trompe l'oeil, emerald cacophony of quaint dialogue and clean linen. I know that banshees are born in tree branches, and that the Disir are not the same as Valkyries, that sirens love sailors way, way, way too much, and that when I said that bit about fucking with hope, this is what I meant. Apologies again to my step-grandmother. Okay. Theories of forgetting. Cue-dependent something misses, books in a library without reference, title, author, subject. Structural change in synapse, floral neurons, trace decay, repeat firings cause once upon a time-ism, schisms bred in physiological loss. A blow to the head, several. Unencodable new slows down central nervous, retroactive flicker torments flutter. Physical memory disintegrates unless occasionally used. Heart compresses, rolls its eyes, continues. Okay. And I'm just going to maybe finish with, there's a few things where I repeat the subject line, and part of what I did with this manuscript was, towards the end of working with it, was rearrange it alphabetically. Just all the random bullshit notes that I had from it. I had about 150 pages of notes at the end of the document, so I rearranged it alphabetically to see if any of it would hold if I did that, to see what would actually come through if I did that. So, okay, so this is just going to be the end I'm going to do. Cartwheel, and I'm going to abbreviate it, perhaps. I always remember to clean up. I am a curved piece of glass. I am a most pleasant dream. I am a price. I am a salt shaker. I am a torn playing card. I am a whirligig. I am afraid of dying. I am afraid of you. I am all water. I am an anvil. I am an expert in doorways and windows. I am entirely capable. I am just going outside and maybe some time. I am noctilucent. I am willing. I asked for one thing. I asked you over and over. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I carry in both arms. I continue the conversation. I did nothing wrong. I did something wrong. I didn't say that. I don't know. I don't sleep well with others. I fucking dare you. I get to know most things. I go missing. I have lost everything but this. I inspire the most horrible. I know how to read my palm. I let fly trestles. I like the weapon. I love by proxy. I morph under pressure. I mourn white space. I rub your words between my fingers. I say these things like they mean something. I say water. I say you are honest. I show you my jaw. I spy through my little eye. I talk to emulsions. I turn my head away. I twirl the Rolodex of me. I wanted to know what you wanted. I was carrying it. I was mad at you. Uncertain. I was so careful. I was the woman at the well. I waste no time. I wave to you from lake beds. I will not promise to be okay. I wish my life didn't have a soundtrack. I won't say. I would do anything to fix this. I would rather die. I write a word to stop a truck. I yearn for nothing. Thanks very much.